Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. My name is Tobel. So, how are things looking in Flitwick? That's right, I remembered. I'm so there. Look how big the city's getting. Did it only start out with just one? I almost feel like, I don't know, maybe I don't remember, maybe we didn't zoom in all that much, but I love how this looks. I love the downtown feel and how it's kind of, growing on its own. One of our stops here is really, really packed. Boy, Flitwick and Cramlington, people just can't get enough of these two locations. And you know what? I'll tell you what we're going to do. For funsies, we are going to add in another line, another train rather, and another track over to our main Flitwick station. So I shall configure you to be the second, and I broke. And just like that, and I broke. Oh no, and I'm at the maximum. I am at the maximum loan. That's okay. We're going to speed things up. Now, this is where this time feature is very helpful. So I'm going to pause the game, the date. I'm going to pause the date, but then I'm going to burn through the speed, which is so cool. So we can sit here and just either make money or lose money. Hopefully, we've set our line up to be somewhat profitable, because if we haven't, then I'm super, super screwed. Interestingly, you will use the, what's the right phrase here? Your maintenance costs will go up, or you will be using the life of your vehicle in this mode. With the date paused but the game running, your vehicles will continue to age. So you can actually hold that. I think there is, yeah, if you hover over a vehicle, you can see its condition here. And it'll count as, I think it'll just keep running the same month over and over and over and over again. But you will start to see, the costs involved. And it makes sense, because it's almost, it'd be a little bit OP if you're sitting here for, let the game run overnight, and, all of your vehicles are just completely fine and nothing ever happens with them. So it does make sense that there is some cost involved. We're already down 754,000. However, there we go. The Flitwick Zephyr has arrived with a beautiful $2.5 million reward. Glorious, glorious stuff. Man, this thing is making us a ton of money hand over fist. It is upwards of, that's almost 5 million a couple years ago, which is really cool. Is this years or months? Yeah, this is a year. So in 1 year, it's on average making us about 2.5 million. So that's probably meaning, and sometimes when you see stuff like that, when you look at your finances and you see 1 year's low, but 1 year's really high, it's just timing. The way the time period passes in the game, sometimes you'll get 2 runs in a year, and then sometimes you'll just get 1. So it's not, don't worry about if you're, really just take the average. Look at what the most common, I would say the most common number is there. And that's really going to be what you're making every year. Let's take a look. Oh, God. We are not doing too hot. Oh, no. What's happening over here? I've got something screwed up. I do, because there is nothing. There's nothing going here between our Bodwin line. Did I ever give any trucks for the Bodwin delivery? I did, because you are, you're a tarpaulin truck, right? You are a tarpaulin truck on the BOD tool route. So we have tools. Retro, Shaggy. What do we have going on? So wherein lies the problem? So first, let's check everything. And this is a good, kind of a good a moment to teach here. So we're going to test out and make sure everything is, first off, in the right catchment area. So that's cargo. Right there. We have our logs ready to go. Is the line correct? Seems to be. Is the line complete? That's also another little measure. We have you as our, we do have the open, yeah, the side stakes. Okay. So in theory, this should be working. Oh, honestly, why do you all even let me go outside? Really? I need a nanny. Every moment I'm alive, I need a nanny. There we go. As it turns out, you do need a road to go between your station and your producer, or else there's no way to get the goods from the producer or over to the producer. And there we go. Here comes some logs over at our logging facility. I'm actually going to manually flip the train around. This is a pretty useful little tip. Click on the train itself. Click this little 180 arrow, and then the train will magically lift up, spin around, and set down on the track because it's made of witchcraft and wizardry. This is part of platform 9 3/4. It has a rail that can flip you around completely. So there we go. It does look like this is like a mean looking engine though. Like this thing is pretty scary looking. I'm digging it. I really love this. This is so cool. I'd like to know the stats on how many conductors came up with like lung cancer back in the early 90s though. Holy crap. What a fun job. Fun in air quotes. Absolutely. Just chuck this into an open fire. Why not? All right. So that is working. I'm going to make sure he skips this one and goes all the way back to the start of the route. So let's fast forward a bit. And I want to do this again. Little micromanagement. I normally don't do this, but since I screwed up the line and I do want him to get back, see, look how quickly the logs stack up. He's already going to have a full load, so I wanted to get him back this way. All right, so I've corrected my guffaw there. We have our passenger route somewhere off in the distance to Flitwick. We've got Cramlington making loads of money between its passenger vehicle route. How are we doing over here in our glorious food transportation empire? Is this still part of the right thing? It is. Great. Okay. So we are transporting 76% of goods here. Now, I may not have had the game unpaused long enough for this to catch up. Remember, I did have a little bit of an issue with the line. So I also want to, I mentioned this last episode, and I forgot to do this between episodes. My apologies. I'm going to quickly throw down a truck stop right over here. And actually, if I could start to make, I'm going to actually make my own little road that goes across. And I'm going to say, truck stop, I want you to be placed upon the road right there. That's about good. Gotta have it lined up. We kind of have to have it lined up. If we don't have it lined up, life is not going to be pretty for me. And I won't put it right on the edge since I had some problems before. So we'll put it here in case the gods above decide to patch the game and change some of the calculations. Hey, you know what? This is a theory. Let's do this. Let's make a road coming in from the back. That way we have separate drop-off points. All right, we're going to configure the terminal. We're going to extend the cargo, I guess, section here. And I'm going to make a one-way entrance and a one-way exit. Over... You're going to come here, here to there. Yeah, over to here. Okay, this is what we're going to try. And I love the idea that you can even make the modular changes to a small stop like this. You can really customize it however you want, which is honestly really, really cool and going to lead to some really fun designs. So this is all I'm doing right here. We're going to have trucks come in, drop off, and then go back out. And it's not going to be enough to really bother each other because we only need like 4 trucks or so. God, not even that. This is like a 3-truck, kind of a 3-truck route. I need to make the route itself real quick. From here to here. More food, please. More food, please. Red Warrior needs food badly. We're going to do vehicle cargo. This is, again, Berwick, and we're going to say food. Food 2. Where's my red line at? This is grain. Oh, also, this is supposed to be grain. Yeah, this is what this one is. So this is grain. Grain the second is what we'll call that one. There we go, and we'll also make it red so I can color code that. And this is grain the first. And there we are. So let's get a couple of trucks, assign them to that route. I sound snotty because I am snotty today. Man, I'm like, allergies are killing me. All right, and over to grain number 2. Cool, more food. Did I put that on the right route? My mouse kind of slipped. Okay, cool. We are good there, meaning more food will get delivered to the processing plant, thus making the processing plant gloriously full of grain, overflowing with grain, and they should start really pumping out the bread. I think Berwick upon Tweed. How are we doing here? Yeah, we're still pretty slow. You know, now here's a fun little thing you can do, by the way. You can try to help your cities grow. Like, so obviously we're doing food here between Berwick upon Tweed, right? And this little area right here. We can help the city grow by just doing a very basic passenger route. You don't have to put a lot of effort into it, but it does slowly but surely help things out. So let's just put a very basic route between here and Bolton. This is going to be nothing but a simple bus route, passenger route, to try to encourage the city to grow. Because if we increase our public transportation rating, it'll give us like a 20% growth bonus. So it's, again, you're just trying to help some of these cities out. If you're delivering cargo to a city, why not just grab some passengers? You don't necessarily have to set up a full passenger dedicated rail line, but you could do something like this. Just set up a very basic passenger line. We're going to call this from, I already forgot the name of the thing. Is it BOD? I think it's BOD. And I forgot. I'm going to go click out of here. Bolton. There it is. Bolton and Bear Bowl. Bear Bowl. It is vehicle passenger Bear Bowl. Beautiful. What are we doing for that? Yellow. Fair enough. Yellow for our overland routes. And I'll just assign, again, a couple of passenger vehicles. It'll probably be pretty decent demand. So we'll do about 4. Assign them to this right here. And we're good. Again, all I'm trying to do, all I'm trying to do is just get another percentage here. So as we start adding public transportation, if we look at Cramlington, we're getting a 30% bonus because of our public transportation. Although we have negative 30%, negative 40%, because of all the stuff going on in the city, how busy everything is. So our emissions are poor. Let's take a look and see if we can improve this at all. Emissions, overlay. Emissions, yeah, it is really loud over here. People are not quite pleased. And I mean, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. I guess we could do the passenger route, which is what we, oh yeah, that's what I talked about ages ago. But I think I wanted to pause the game or let the game run and make some money. Sorry, you know, shiny things, distractions, and all that. So I'm going to let the game run. I'm going to save up a smidge of money, and we're going to try to get a passenger route over rail between Cramlington and Flitwick to try to and try to alleviate this bit of a mess, a hot mess we've got. And I guess they are complaining, maybe my trams are relatively loud. So, but I mean, the growth is still better. Our growth is better than the negatives. So, you know, we are doing a good thing. It wouldn't hurt to add, you know, the supply of tools here if we could ever get that going as well. So, something to keep in mind. Can we do tools up here at all? There was a Woher ist deine Tool manufacturer? I don't see them here, so I guess not. What about fuel? Do we have there's a oil refinery into fuel refinery. Sorry, oil into fuel. Here's crude. Okay, so we could do crude to crude oil refined into oil, refined into fuel, and then kind of running back the same line. And I think they can all be serviced by the same style of train. So if we look under cargo, the tank car can carry crude, oil, and fuel, all in the same thing. So that means we could, in theory, have crude get picked up, cross the line, cross the stream right here, drop it off, grab refined oil over to fuel, pick up the fuel, and on the way back to this route, stop and drop off the fuel at the city. Bit of a long run, but it's nice to use just one train. I don't see a more efficient fuel setup though. I'm not crazy about this distance. This is a long run between here and the city, but it should be within 1 year. So as long as the train is long enough, it should be able to satisfy that demand. Although this is a gorgeous route right here. Crude oil, refined, fuel, bam, right on the rail line. That might be the real winner here. And then we could actually bring in this crude oil well to give more fuel, to give more production. So maybe that's the better kind of layout here. We just do this to this one here to here. We could just shoot over and connect to the main line in either direction. Maybe right here where it's thickest. It'd be a little tight. And the turn would probably be a little tighter, so we'd have to slow down. But we could easily have both branches, or kind of a turn in both directions, cross over the river, and then connect into fuel. Ooh, maybe we'll do that after we set up this passenger route. I've got so many ideas and plans. I'm very eager. Oh, hey, we actually have a lot of money right now. So, let me, real quick, let's go ahead and go into Flitwick, and we are going to add down. Oh, we already added the rail. I didn't finish it all up. Okay, more platforms, more passenger platforms right here. Just a simple little passenger platform and miscellaneous. I will give them the underground passage, and then I will add a covered roof because I care about our Flitwick passengers. We care here at Darien Transport. All right, so let's put this down all set, and we're going to make one more rail come out of the second line and then merge in with the first, and everything will be hunky-dory, glorious stuff. All right, do we have enough to buy the passenger train itself? No, probably not. That's not really... We're not really rolling in that much money. I don't know how profitable this will be. I'm going to keep a very small train. I'm probably going to get a smaller locomotive because I'm not a huge fan. Oh, poop. It's cargo right now. Now, that is an interesting point here. We will have to... Now, I wonder if we can we delete the old station? Can we delete this? I think we can. Let me do this. Let's we got 2 million. Let's delete this. Okay. Okay, so you can, like, completely change the entire station. That's crazy. And in a glance, we basically just completely morphed what this station is. Let's do, again, another track here because this is a hybrid cargo / passenger. I don't foresee a lot of people passing through Cramlington, so I'm going to put a cargo platform on the other side here. We're going to go ahead and drop down. You know, I guess we could have both of the buildings on the same side, too. I didn't think about that. Let's put down this passenger building as soon as I can get the space for it. Right. What about a tiny one right here? There we go. Tiny passenger station. What a big one. I love these big passenger stations. I can't get over it. We'll put the tiny one down right there. It is connected via sidewalk. Put a couple of connector buildings here. And let's throw down a cargo building for fun, because reasons. Cargo building right here with a couple of random little things here. We've got this. We've got this. Okay, very cool. And let's go back out. It does recognize it as a dual stop. Let's extend the road. Actually, let's flatten some stuff out a little tiny bit. Stuff is a little crazy. Can I make a bigger... Ooh, we can plant assets down. What kind of stuff do we have? Have some trees here. Have some rocks. Got some benches. That's just lovely. Can throw a little bench outside of our station to let people chill out and relax. Cool. Very cool stuff. Let's mess with the terrain just a little bit. Maybe smooth some stuff out. Okay, that's good enough. And then I'll do road. Let's see. Ooh, it's all sorts of funky here. Does not compute. It does not like. We could do maybe something like this. Curve this way. Continue to curve this way. Pass by the station. Delete you. Got a lot of food. Achoo. I can't because there's a vehicle there. Let's connect this road up. We'll keep the truck station there. That should not a big deal. It's like an extra little bit for the truck to have to go. Not the worst thing in the world. And then we shall add a simple bus stop right here as per usual. Okay. And I think in this city, I'm just going to use normal trucks as opposed to the tram line. So we've got one bus stop in the middle of town. Let's put a bus stop here. We'll put one down over here and then one down here. And this should take care of pretty much everyone in the city. I will go ahead and set the routes up and be right back. Okay, so the new route is set. I'm just going to add maybe, honestly, probably just like 4. Again, 41. Yes, absolutely, 41 buses. Just 4 for the moment. We'll throw this onto the Cramlington route. And the, I think Flitwick already has what it's set. Yes, it does. Cramlington food is not working currently because I broke the line a bit. Let me go ahead and make this small adjustment. Let me start on this side first. Start on the cargo station side. Connect over. And this should be happy after a moment or two. Let's go to this view. Okay, so what I'm going to do to adjust a line, see how it says, it's complaining because it's trying to deliver food to this terminal. We really wanted to use the second terminal. I may have to unpause for a minute to let the game kind of snap into place. No. You should recognize 2 terminals. Oh, is it because there is only... Oh, is it because the terminal's on this side of the station, the track? Why did I do that? Why did I'm so silly. Okay, let's pause. Not sure why I did that at all. Let's do our cargo buildings on the side. We could do, I think, visually we could have cargo buildings on one side. Like, I think this is the big one. The main building. You have to have the main building on the side where the platform is, I believe. So we could have some, like, supporting stuff here. We just can't have that main building. That confuses the poor train. And if we take a look at Cramlington and then we say manage the line, can we now pick version 2 by chance? Still no. It really does not like this fact that I have... do we have it even connected here? There's the split off. So why don't you like being 2 separate terminals? What do I have to do? What I have to do to get it through to you. Indeed. Let's remove this route completely and add the station back on. And for some reason, it worked then. So, okay. I think what it does, it's treating, based on which side you click on, whether it's the passenger or the... Yeah, okay. So it's treating this as Terminal 1 of the cargo side. This is Terminal 1 of the passenger side, which makes sense. So if we had maybe 4 more lines here with different cargo platforms, then we would probably get the number where we can see whether or not it's got, you know, terminal 1 through 4. Okay, that makes sense. We've solved the food problem. We are now going to wait. Oh, we have a little bit of money. We might be able to make this happen. All right. Are we connected into both? Yes, we are, so our trains can go through. I want to... Where's my other train at? All the way down? Cool, it's all the way over there. So real quick, before this train gets here, let us... In fact, I'm going to do this to kind of make the best use of our segments here. I'm going to put a stop right here. And then I'm going to put a stop right here to allow trains to get out of the depot and use a bit of track. So, like, the idea is that if I were to release a train right now, it would try to get onto this track and stop because this segment from this station all the way to the next signal is blocked. But by putting new stops here, or at least just this one stop on this kind of this direction of travel, it's creating a new segment from this sign to this sign over here, the signal from each signal. Locomotive-wise, this is all for this short passenger run. And I really don't want to go crazy ham with the train. So I think we're going to use a smaller engine. I almost want to go back to this SCH. This is kind of like the standby for like the medium run. This is a really easy, shorter train. Oh, you can change the color, by the way. That looks horrible. Right. Can I just go back to default and not have a color at all? Thank you. So let's go ahead and grab the SCH. And for passenger, let's just do like, this might even be more than we need. I feel like 3 is too much. 3.9 million. Okay. So this will be 3.9 million. I'm going to wait a little bit of time until we have more money. So I guess our little train friend is going to pass. Oh, hey, guess what? I just had a delivery. We went up to 4 million. Lovely. So 1, 2, 3. We'll go back over to Steam, grab the SCH. This should be plenty. Honestly, 57 maybe more than is needed. We could do 2. But the problem is, if I'd almost rather have a couple of empty seats than have to stop and have my train come all the way back over to this train depot. Although I could always install a new train depot that side of town. Let's just add 3. We'll add 3 and I'll see how that does. 5. Wait, what? Did my price just go up? Did I pick the wrong train? Oh, 3.9 was the 2 cars. Never mind. We're picking 2 cars as it as it is. All right. So we want to go all the way over to the... I have to probably have it in view here. Let's toggle this off. There we go. It's the... Did I not make the route itself? Goodness gracious, I am all over the place today. Let's do passenger. Passenger here and passenger here. Lovely. And we do have the right... Yep, the right side of the track. And if we come over here, it automatically chose Terminal 2 as the open terminal, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So, again, rail, passenger... And we're going to do Cramlington to Flitwick. Awesome. What's my color for this? Blue? Sky blue? How dare you? How dare you change my color before I allow you? There we go. Now, one more time I shall rebuild this train. Oh, it's already bought. We'll assign this to here. Now you can actually see in action what I'm talking about with this little, the signage here. So one train is leaving the depot, and our Flitwick Zephyr is charging forth upon the track. However, because there is a signal here, the first train recognizes that it's open all the way between segments, and now Flitwick Zephyr, sadly, will have to be a stalled Zephyr and wait for just a little bit. So it's going to hang out here and wait for the next section of track to be clear. So you want to be careful about, like, I could add a signal right here. So I could have a signal right in the middle of this section of track. Hello? Oh, we're so broke that I can't even afford a single little tiny signal. Awesome. You could basically have a signal here to break up the segment to kind of save some time. So instead of the Zephyr stopping here, it would stop here instead, for example. The danger in that is you can get your lines confused and have 2 tracks facing the same way, which isn't the worst thing in the world. All you have to do is make a little passing lane. So we'll let this run for a bit and see how life is after a few minutes of simulation fun. Honestly, you guys, I can't be left alone for more than 5 minutes. I completely remember how we just literally fixed the road on the other station. Yeah, I immediately forgot that apparently the station had the same problem. No road from the station to our little processor. So there we go. You know what? Are any other stations not connected? I really should check now, or forever hold my peace. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're better. So one modification I made, by the way, is since it takes 2 logs to make 1 plank, and we do have a vehicle that's relatively big, right? So our vehicle can carry up to 60 of any good. What I've done, for the moment, until we decide if this is a really profitable line or not, I have this train going to our processor, and then back to wood, back to the processor, then on to the tool factory. So that way, in theory, it should get itself a lovely, nice bit of kind of a double run, so it should get everything it needs. I'm also going to go ahead and adjust the other route, which was the actual tool delivery itself, right? This is, hang on, I got to find the right line. Let me do this, only what's in view, and it's this one right here. So this is, what I want to do here is at Stamford South, I'm going to tell this train, I want you to wait until you're fully loaded. And we don't have to do this part of it, but I will go ahead and just say I want you to load tools, just to kind of start experimenting with using some more advanced kind of calculations. So we're only going to load tools here, and really the train is smart enough to only load what's available anyways, so that's not too big of a deal. But because I think this train will get to and from the city faster than the double route here. Maybe not. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but we're going to try it anyways. And so what we've got is this train is basically going to take a full load of logs, drop it off, go home, pick up a full load of logs, drop it off, and then pick up whatever's available with planks at the sawmill and move it on into the factory. So in theory, I'm just trying to make better use of my the size of our train. It's just like, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You're just getting goods from point A to point B. It probably would behoove us to have 2 trains, or at least a double the size of, at least 1 train with double the size of the cars currently available. Because we are, again, we're using double the logs. We need 2 logs for every 1 plank. So I'll figure out what the right balance is down the road. At least I just want to kick it off and get it going at this point. So what else is new? It looks like we're not making money. If you would look at this overall line statistics screen, it looks pretty sad, but it is working pretty well. We are making a ton of money off of the very long Flitwick to Bolton? Which one is it? For some reason I couldn't remember what Bodmin was. Okay, to the Bodwood line. So life is looking pretty good. So what did we do this episode? We added a passenger route. I cleaned up some mistakes from the last couple of episodes. How's this food line doing, by the way? Not food lion, but food line. You take a look at your finances here. You're finally starting to make a good bit of change. In fact, it looks like if how much food is waiting. Remember, we did add this farm route here, so we are having more of this farm's production used. And there we go. Our processing, our food processor, is slowly but surely starting to really ramp up production. So I could probably add maybe 1 or 2 more trucks to this line. We'll go ahead and say I want a couple more tarpaulin trucks here. Lovely. And throw those onto this grain line number 2. That should pretty much be close to 100%. Oh, sorry, no, we're actually really far away from the transport. This will probably put us towards 60% of what it's using. And this should bump our processor back or above that 75% line, which means it's going to level up soon, which means more bread. More bread for everyone. So Berwick upon Tweed is getting all of the bread it can stand in its face. We have a lovely, almost full load of bread heading on the Nebuchadnezzar all the way over to Cramlington. In fact, we did rename the Nebuchadnezzar. Lovely. Yes, you are, in fact, a Byzantine emperor. We have Cramlington with, see, we're really not satisfying its annual demands for food. So far, we're okay. We're not over the limit or anything like that. And we're still positive. We're kind of beating the fact that they hate us for our emissions, so they're not too grumpy about that. You can actually see some buildings leveling up here, which is pretty nifty. What year is it? It is only 1923. That's not too shabby. I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. I'm liking it. We're doing good. We've got some passengers at our Cramlington station. We've got some passengers at Flitwick here. Not a lot of people want to go to Cramlington by rail, but I figured we'd try it out anyways. So maybe this won't be profitable. Maybe we'll just have a little bit of a fun thing. This is where you can see both trains coming in at the same time. So having 2 lines together at a station is very, very useful. Look at all these towers coming up. Very, very cool to watch Cramlington grow. This is so cool. I'm having a blast so far. I hope you are too. Next episode, maybe we'll experiment with the river. Oh my, what can we do on the river here? We've got a goods factory, which would be really cool, but I don't think we're going to find a whole ton of stuff on that. I don't know. I don't really use the barges all that much. Maybe it's just because you can transport in bulk. Perhaps that is one of the reasons you might use that. I feel like if we transport food, it would go bad by the time it got all the way to the next stop. Anyone want food along the river? No, not really. So that option is not all that fantastic. What else is down here? Torquay, Kimberley. I did mention about airplanes. Maybe we'll experiment here with, I mentioned this last time, Ashby de la Zouche. Perhaps we'll put down an airport. Ooh, can we put one down right now? Oh my goodness, we actually could possibly afford it, but I'm going to make you wait for the next episode. Ooh, hangar no. What does this do? Hangar yes, hangar no. Oh, it's that little extra building. I bet we'll be able to customize this as well. It'll turn into CEO Airport or Airport CEO, the indie game that's been in development for 1,000 years. Terminals, 3 terminals, some more people using it. That's so cool. I'm very excited. Thanks, friends, for joining me for this episode of Let's Play of Transport Fever 2. I will catch you again in the next episode, friends. Until then, be well.